Here is my GLU carrier vetting moment, because it's important to know. Everyone wants to talk about getting carriers, right? Yo, how I got this carrier? How can I get this carrier? It's like, all right, let's get to it. Let's really get to it, because everyone thinks when they get that carrier, boop, they're excited. Oh my goodness, I got me a carrier. But no one wants to talk about what happens when you get the wrong damn carrier. See, here's the truth. Every carrier with authority is not for you. Every carrier that has authority, insurance, and a truck is not a carrier you should work with. Let me say that better, because some people, they don't want to understand. That's the truth. You need to understand this, because this is your business. You need to understand this. Why your name is out there. Why do we vet carriers? Do anyone know? Because we need to know who we are getting involved with, what business partnership this will be, or even how it will be. People don't understand why this part even matters. See, once you attach yourself to that carrier, their problems become your problems. As a dispatcher, you're not only their dispatcher, but you're also Myra, their therapist. Maria, I can't believe it, but you are a best friend for them as well. It's crazy. Bad communication, bad paperwork, unrealistic expectations, financial problems, all of these problems with that partnership is now associated with you. See, people don't understand even safety issues are a part of a problem that many people overlook. See, a carrier who don't understand their numbers, guess what? They're going to lean to you to understand their numbers. A carrier who wants you to perform miracles with a business that has already been broken before you showed up, guess what? They want you to be the fixer of that, because they don't know what they're doing. Why does any of this even matter? See, before you start this, many people don't know. Because if you don't know how to identify those problems before you say yes to that carrier, you will spend that entire relationship trying to fix something that you should have never taken on at all. The carrier with the bad financial problems, the carrier who can't be on time. There it is. This is the raw part of a dispatcher. It's hard to say no. Sometimes that's the problem. You have to say no. You hired a damn bad carrier. That's your problem. You were so thirsty to get started that you failed to do the proper research. You failed to do your due diligence. You failed. And that's what you don't want to accept. See, now you're questioning yourself. Is this really for me? Did I make the right choice? Now you're stressed out. You're chasing lows that don't even make sense. Let's go to Montana. Let's go Beaufort, South Carolina. Let's go to Louisiana. Stop it. You're trying to satisfy someone who doesn't even know what their truck needs to make. Does that make sense? A lot of drivers don't even know what their truck needs to make. They only think about how much they want to make, because cousin Tony said, "Oh, you should make 10,000 a week." Well, what if your bill say you can do great with 7,000? See, now you're thinking maybe you don't know what you're doing, right? When in actuality, maybe you just hired the wrong carrier. Maybe in actuality, you partner with the wrong person. See, this is a mistake that I've done more than enough. Before we even touch the load boards, I will pour into the wrong person. I will say, let's go ahead and hire this person, to later on regret it. Stop it. I don't want you to go down that path if I can help you avoid that path, because that path costs money. It costs time. Because you did not properly vet who you were getting in business with, it can even cost you your sanity. See, this is why I built the carrier vetting system, because I want you to get there faster. See, I want you to understand who has their authority, their insurance paperwork, and their information in order. See, I want you to understand what the right insurance looks like, what questions you really should ask, because asking, hey, do you know what you're doing? Asking, have you ever driven a truck? That's not enough. It's not. You should ask the specific questions that's going to weed out those people who are not really here for the long haul, from the people who are just trying to make a little bit of money. So the thing about dispatching and freight is you want to make sure, should you even attach yourself to this person? Because just like Uber Eats, You don't want to take on every partnership. Domino's may not be the best one for you. Maybe it's Pizza Hut. Maybe it could be Chick-fil-A because they have better quality customers. So the difference that I'm trying to bring out is many people, the difference is going to be vetting the carrier shows your standards. It's going to show you don't just partner with anyone. Interviewing your driver is going to be the same way you interview a broker. If you cannot ask the broker questions, that is a red flag for you. If you're taking freights from a broker and they don't want to answer, who's your partner? Who's the customer? That's a red flag. Why? Because any broker, any real broker will know, I can tell you who my customer is. You can't take my customer from me. I have freight. That means I have volume. You have a truck. You have leverage. There's a difference in capacity and even collecting the money. So understand, there's a difference between someone who is desperate for a carrier and someone who is operating who's deciding like an operator about who qualifies to work with them, not for them. See, that's the difference. In logistics, we don't work for each other. We work with each other because I'm my own business owner and so are you. So stop thinking every carrier is an opportunity. They could be a headache. Oh, I'm so serious. They really could be a headache. Learn how to tell the difference between you before you say yes and before you say no. Because the person we were going to say no to as an owner operator, she was the person that we helped to hit her goal. She was one of the few. She was the first one to hit the 10K. See, learn how to tell someone no. Learn how to spot the red flags so you can save yourself time, money, and don't be stressed. Because a lot of these drivers out here with these trucks, guess what? They don't know how to do the operating part. They know how to drive the truck. That's it. But the other aspect of it, they're kind of clueless because they think, okay, if I drive the truck, that's good. But I bet you I can dispatch for myself. No, because dispatching is more than just booking a freight and just saying, let me get paid. What happens if the broker runs off with your money? How do you get your money back then? What happens if you get actually double brokered? How do you get your money back then? What happens if the shipper doesn't pay? How do you get your money back? So it's levels of knowledge of understanding logistics. The vetting part is the most important part. And this is a system that I personally created. So you can't Google this. You can't try and copy my system because I am the inventor and the creator of the system. The 25 questions, it helps you to weed out those Uncle Tonys and Cousin Charlies who really don't know what they're doing. It helps you to weed out the people who's trying to scam you with the fake insurance paperwork and the fake MCs. It helps you to weed out and give your time and money to people who really don't deserve it. So understand, my carrier vetting system is one of 3 systems that I personally have created so people can do logistics faster and better. See, the next system I created was my truck and household calculator. For those drivers who don't know their numbers, don't worry, I got you. Because saying $2 a mile is an understatement when you actually see that the customer is paying between $3 and $8. You get pissed off when you see, why am I asking for 2? Understand that there are things that goes on behind the scenes that you don't see. So my third system is my operating system, and that's going to be my AI freight coach. And that is where my AI dispatcher helps you to not only book your freight, but actually teach you about the game while you're booking your freight. It takes my carrier vetting system is inside of that AI freight coach along with the truck and household calculator. So now you're talking about I can interview, pull up the MC, pull up all of the information, then I can dump my numbers in, and then it's going to tell me how much I should make or how I can get to those numbers, and then it refer you to which one of my systems that you should take to help you increase, because the system is geared to help you get to your success faster, whether it's through my brokerage, carrier systems, through the number calculator, through the interviewing system. It all is designed to help you skip a few steps because there's operational deadhead along the way. And that deadhead costs you, and that it's going to cost you time. So the biggest thing that I want to help you save is time, but more importantly, money. Make sure you partner with the right people, because trust me, I didn't. At first, I didn't. I took on everyone. I had 25 carriers within the first 30 days, and I quit my job thinking I was so smart. Oh, I was smart to quit. Yeah, but I was dumb as hell to take on 25 carriers not knowing what I was doing. This is why I created my carrier vetting system, because after hiring and partnering with the wrong people, I said, wait a second. We're not going to keep making these same mistakes. Wait a second. We're going to go ahead and figure this thing out, because it's something over here that I don't get in other industries, and that's freedom, financial stability, and even flexibility. What job, and I'm saying this as a W-2 earner, what I'm saying this to my W-2 earners, what job gives you freedom, financial stability, and flexibility? You possibly can make a lot of money, but baby, I bet you're on somebody else's time. You can possibly work from wherever you want to work, but I'm sure when they call you, you have to go run it. See, dispatching is different. You can work from your phone. You can work from home. You can work at the park. You can do whatever you need to do as long as you have that phone with you. So if you have a phone, if you have a laptop, you can access your load board or your brokers and even your truck drivers, because you do that through social media. See, last week we went over the fundamentals, and that is how to get into dispatching and what to do. All you need is your phone, a load board, and a truck. Everyone knows somebody who drives a truck. Do you know that? Look up, look around you. Everyone knows somebody who drives a truck. If not, go to the gas station easily. Boop. Who are you? What truck is this? Do you work for the company, or is this your business? Start asking questions if you want to find out how to hire or where to hire. I've definitely found some people at the truck stop or a gas station. Hey, look at that truck. Look, that's amazing. Who's your dispatcher? You stop playing. That's a liability. You need me. Let me see. Let's see. I went to Facebook to find over 200 plus carriers, real talk. I was actually going to the post, and it's so funny because my mentor Darius Benders, he was talking about this last night in class on how you should, reach out to people, and I was thinking all along, saying that's exactly what I did to find my carriers. Go in the Facebook groups, look at the people who are on the posts, see what they're saying, because I said it's 500, it's 50 people, 500, whoever. You don't need all of them. You may not match with all of them. They may not match with you, but I bet you if you're going to like me. So that's what I started doing until I created a script that made it where it was impossible for people to tell me no, because I had what they wanted, the expertise, I had the skills, and I even had the plan, not just to be their dispatcher, but to actually scale their business from employee to ownership. Some who listened were successful to make it to that. Others, they fail in the building and operating stage because they had too many demands, they had too many requests, or they were not willing to allow us to do our job. You see, you paid a dispatcher, or you paid the dispatcher to be your expertise, but how dare you not allow that person to be the expertise? So I say that to say this. Everyone wants to talk about getting carriers, but no one wants to tell you what happens when you get the wrong carrier. No one talks about what happens when you clash with your carrier. No one wants to talk about how you have to curse that carrier out sometimes and say, look at here now, you are not showing up on time or even dropping off on time. You're making me look bad. And when you make me look bad, that stops the whole show. So you have to be specific, particular, and have standards, because this is your business that you're building, and this business can take you to the next level. Not just you, but your whole family too. So be specific, have standards, because if you don't be, you can't do, and you will never have whatever it is that you're trying to gain. My name is Catherine Cheek, and it's been a pleasure speaking with you and sharing my GLU Moment. That stands for Global Logistics University, because I take the time after I do my webinars to sit down with you all to let you all know this is easy and it's simple. I'm not selling dispatching, I'm selling freedom. See, I've worked sales. I've been in corporate sales, and I've been in sales since I was 9. I've been in corporate sales for a long time. I went to school to be a lawyer. And do you understand? I'm not doing none of that, because none of that gave me freedom. It gave me flexibility. It gave me financial stability, but not freedom. And freedom is priceless. It feels amazing. And no one can ever take that feeling of you watching your kids as you're making money. No one can ever take away the feeling of you being able to swipe your card whenever you want without having to calculate how much those groceries are before you get to register. See, no one can take away the feeling of I get to work while I am at the grocery store, while I'm out on a date. I get to be flexible with my earnings. See, that is the freedom that people don't talk about. People see the flashing cars and everything, and they get enticed, but they don't understand what those long nights look like behind the scenes. See, me, I was up 2 o'clock in the morning trying to make sure I understood what the double brokers were doing. 3 o'clock in the morning trying to make sure that my driver was safe. Even after I dropped a baby out of my body, I was on the call with a broker an hour later because I had a driver on the road. I was not new to this. I decided that I was going to do this because there's not too many industries that give you freedom. Nah. You can do drop shipping, but it takes you a long time to find that winning product. You can do YouTube, but it takes you a long time to build up that platform. You know what dispatching taught me? It was Tetris. I had freight, I had a truck, I can make money right away. Do you understand that? Let me say that one more time. I had freight, I had a truck, I can make money right away. A lot of industries, they don't make money right away. Nah, they make money, but it's not right away. See, I can make money every single day, or I can make money every Friday. But the thing is, I control that. And that's what I want to help you all have. Control, freedom, and financial stability, along with flexibility. Because if what you do is not willing to bend to your lifestyle, then it's not for you. I say that because your lifestyle is not going to change. Your kids are not going to go anywhere. Your lover is not going to go anywhere. Or even if you have a medical condition, that's not going to go anywhere. But guess what? What you do, how you do it, that can change. And if that company is not willing to be flexible, toss them out. Learn a new skill that will help you pay all of your bills with one check, with one carrier. Learn a new skill that can help set you free. Learn a new skill that can teach you something that you can take and teach your kids. Learn a new skill that can help you pay more than just your damn bills. Because these jobs, they can barely pay our bills. So why are we so dedicated to them? Because we don't have other options. No, you do. You're not taking those options and you're not betting on yourself. You don't have to worry about me. I had to take the nights to believe that I can do it. I had to take the nights of frustration to see if this was really something that I wanted to do, because I knew it wasn't going to be small, but I knew God made me such a big and mighty person that he gave it to me for a reason. And I'm giving it to you to say, hey, I've already made the mistakes. Hey, don't go down that path like that. No way, no way. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. Don't do that. I did that for you. You can go ahead and walk on this foundation that I've laid for you and get there a lot faster, because time is money. And just 5 minutes ago, somebody died. Before I started talking, somebody died. Time is money, but time is also your life. Don't play with your life. Take control of your life and bet on yourself. Learn a skill that you can actually pay more than your bills with. Dispatching, logistics is something that you can teach your family and create that family business that you have always wanted to create. You have your LLC ready. You've been contemplating when to make your switch. You already did it. You already made the switch, baby. You got the LLC. You just haven't completed your mission. See, one thing that I learned today, and I wanted to share, I was going to share on my personal page, but I'm going to share it right now. I have learned to follow that nudge. Real talk. I've sat back years and I've seen how God will give me a nudge, a shift. He would tell me something. It's a little soft touch. And the reason in mind, if it doesn't see what God showed you, it will start to talk you out of it. Reggie, I'm going to use you real quick. You got your LLC because something nudged you to get it, but you stopped. That reason in mind talked you out of it. Well, maybe this happened, maybe this. People got to understand the spirit God will put it in your facility. He will put it in your space, but you gotta reach. Reggie, you reach, but you gotta do a little bit more, because when you take another step, he will reveal more. So when I said, God, I want to teach this in year 2, he didn't let me start teaching until year 6 or 7. Huh? Did you hear those numbers? I wanted to teach in my 2nd year of the business. I didn't start teaching until it was 4 years later. 4. If I would have known that, I would have quit. See, no, I ain't waiting 4 years to teach. Those nudges are there for a reason. God is trying to tell you, this is where you should be. So listen to that, even if it doesn't make sense. God wants people to stop having relations with him and have a relationship. And there's the difference. And I'm going to recite this on my personal page. A relation is a baby daddy. A relationship is a father. That's why he says, our Father who art in heaven, because God wants to know what you wearing, what's on your mind, because what does a father do? A father wants to make sure his son is taken care of. A father wants to make sure his daughter is taken care of. A father wants to make sure that the people in his household are all covered. So why would we not give it to God? Even down to what we eat. He wants to know what you put in your body. He wants to know the people you're hanging out with. He wants to know if those clothes really fit. Not just, what should I wear, God? Because what you wear, it is a part of who you are. It shows you your identity. So God wants a relationship with you. He wants your career because he knows that that job is suffocating you. He knows that that job is actually holding you back. So many people, unfortunately, grew up under the wrong mindset, with the wrong, not with the wrong parents, but with the wrong parental mindset, because not generational curses, but generational mindsets have been passed down to us. That's not even the way I think. Why am I thinking like that? Oh, my mama said that. I find myself asking my young one, how many times have I asked you that? And then I think, like, a child don't know. So why am I asking that question? Oh, because I've heard it multiple times. Create a relationship with God on this day, and then come back to me tomorrow and tell me how he guided you, because God is always listening. But the problem is, we're not. We got too much in front of us. We got AI. After becoming a prompt engineer with ChatGTP and the rest of my AI bots, I understood I needed to get better in my praying, because I was able to now master ChatGTP to really specifically break it down to the minute particle. But then I realized, I said, if I can do that with chat, why can't I do this with God? That's when God said, now you should start to get close to figuring me out. Because you have to ask. You have not because you ask not. Reggie, God put it on your heart for you to get that LLC. You've had it a year now. There's a reason why it came back on your heart tonight. Stop it. It's because what you wants you to. Let me say that again, because it took me years to believe in myself. And God said, believe in me, trust in me. But I've learned on this journey, the hardest part is believing in yourself. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Believing in yourself takes guts. It takes courage. It takes stamina. It takes the ability to block out the haters, because they're going to come from every different way. It could be your wife. It could be your husband. It could be your mom. You got to be able to say no. When I started building, I cut my husband, my friends off. Everyone was like, what, Cat? I'm underneath. I'm focused. Because when I come up for air, I came up with systems. I came up with the entire plan. I came up with a foundation that people can walk on. And it took me years to get there. And it wasn't easy. But I'm glad I went through that door, because God said, you have to be straight and narrow. You can't be all over the place trying. No, it doesn't work like that. God is serious when he said, I want relationships with you. I want a full relationship with you. Many people, they keep it to themselves, those thoughts. Say it out loud, because faith comes by hearing. You don't know until you actually hear it. You think the thoughts make sense until you say it out loud, and you're like, no. All right, Reg, you said you was contemplating 100% of time is money. Somebody died 5 minutes ago. I love that. God, let me tell you something. Every problem has an answer. I'm going to say it again. Every problem has an answer. If you are not happy where you are, go within and feel God. because that answer is already calling you. Every dream or lifestyle that you thought of is calling you. It wants you to. There's a reason why God said in Genesis, be, do, have. You have to become that person in your mind first before you can do what that person does to even have what they have. See, I created a separate business that's called the Identity Suit. Because after years of researching and analyzing, I realized many people don't believe in themselves because they don't see themselves how they should, or they're afraid to. If you put on that identity suit that comes up to the neck, it can't come all the way up. You can't wear a mask because that's when you're trying to pretend to be someone else. But when you put on that identity suit of who you want to be, watch and see you walk into that person. Watch and see you walk into the aura, the essence of that person. Because on the other side of your fear is that person. See, I already said it took me years to even develop the confidence to say, to do, and to be here. But what I'm telling you is, now that I am here, oh baby, I can tell you, oh, it's worth the hassle. Because the person you become is almost unrecognizable to who you once were. The person you become, you now start to believe in yourself more. You don't need someone to believe in you. And if you need someone to believe in you, hit me up. Hit me up. I am one of the best people that I know. And I'm not saying that to be braggadocious. I'm saying this because this is what my crew, my network of people, whether it was Facebook, and people who are my friends on Facebook, I actually do know these people. College, networking, college, high school. I know these people. So I've heard them tell me more than enough times this information about me. I had to learn, bet on yourself. I had to learn, listen to God. Because when you listen to God, God is telling you the answers. But before, it worked kind of like this, because I look at things very analytical. God gives you a feeling, and it's kind of like a soft nudge. That feeling is trying to grow. It's like a seed. But the reason in mind is like a security guard at the door. And that seed is trying to go into the club to grow, to prosper. But the reason in mind is like a security guard at the door. Oh, you think you're going to be rich? Look at you, you small. Oh, you think you're going to be free? No, you're going to be in shackles for the rest of your life. Oh, you think? That's what the reason in mind does. Is that really what you should do? It wants to do things the right way, allegedly. But it doesn't understand that God's way is the right way. Not what we've been conditioned to think or to believe we should have or be. So, I'm talking about logistics, but this comes down to betting on yourself. See, logistics is the vehicle that I'm using because it gave me the freedom that I desired. And it took me years to get there. And I was shocked that it was coming through logistics because I swore up and down it was going to be sales. I just knew it was going to be World Ventures. I knew it was going to be network marketing until I said, it don't feel right. Check that feeling of what you're doing, because if you check the feeling, that is not alignment. If there's something that is uneasy, it's uneasy for a reason. See, there's only two feelings in the world: peace and discomfort. Everything else, they are cousins of those two. God represents peace, discomfort represents the enemy. So if you step into logistics and you feel discomfort, question: am I afraid? Is this my fear talking? Or is this God saying this ain't for you? Alignment is key. And that's all this is about. Because freedom is alignment in motion when you think about it. When it comes to vetting your carriers, finding the right carrier will give you freedom, because as an investor, you don't have to think about that business if that driver is picking up the freight. As an investor, you don't have to worry about that business if you have a dispatcher that's making sure that your truck is fed with freight on it. So guess what you get to do? Be an investor. Live your life. Have a life. Go back to your life. Go build another life. So it's one of those things where take the time, figure out what it is that you want, how you want to go about it. Be, do, have. The best way to get your carriers, Reggie, relationship management. I got all my carriers off of Facebook. Tomorrow, I will actually go over I will share my screen and go over some of the scripts that I use to prospect my carriers. See, sales, I knew three things. I can pick up a phone call, make that call, I can close the deal, and I can collect the check. So when it came to finding carriers, the training I took taught me go to the FMCSA, and I said, this ain't gonna work. So immediately I took it to Facebook. I went into the groups, I checked out the posts, I checked out the comments, I searched. Every day I was reaching out to people, every single day. And eventually one person reached back, another person reached back, and then when they started to see, hey, we were really doing something over here, one family referred 6 people, one family referred 10 people, people kept referring because we were delivering on our word. So, truck stop, FMCA, register, low board. Truck stops, that's okay because you can become personable with them, Reggie. FMCSA don't do that because the ink is not even dry on that paper and they don't even know what they want to do. New register, no, don't do that. Low board, don't ever find a carrier on a low board. I'm gonna be honest, because carriers don't post themselves on the low board. If so, more than likely they're Middle Eastern. Not to say Middle Easterns are double brokers, but most of you are. Because out of over thousands of loads, only one double broker was an American person. Everyone else were Middle Eastern. I will be honest. That's why I won't teach. That's not the reason why I won't teach Middle Easterns. That's actually against the law now because of Trump. And as a woman of God, I have to follow that law. I don't care how much money you want to toss at me, so stop tossing the money at me, Middle Easterns. I can't do it. I'm sorry. So I want to say thank you all for being a part of this tonight. If you're interested in logistics and coming into the industry, go to gluniversity.net and we will go ahead and take care of you. See ya. Yeah, I know. It won't close. It won't close at all.